Have you ever encountered someone who, on the surface, appears warm, friendly, and well-meaning, but deep down, something about their presence just feels off? As if, no matter how pleasant their words are, there's a quiet alarm ringing in your intuition, warning you that things don't quite add up? That smile, that tone, that charm. Could they be hiding something behind a carefully constructed mask? Carl Jung, the renowned Swiss psychiatrist and one of the most influential thinkers on the human psyche, introduced a pivotal psychological concept known as the shadow. This shadow represents the concealed aspects of our personalities, traits we deny, suppress, or refuse to acknowledge. Often, it is this very shadow that emerges in our interactions with others, especially in the form of negativity, resentment, and unspoken hostilities. The irony? People rarely admit these emotions outright. They might suppress them, try to bury them deep, but they never truly vanish. Instead, they seep through in subtle, often passive-aggressive ways. There are always clues, indicators that, while discreet, are undeniable once you learn to recognize them. Today, I'm going to unveil 8 unmistakable signs that suggest someone close to you may be harboring hidden resentment or animosity, even if they go to great lengths to appear supportive or kind. And pay close attention, because sign number 8 is the most deceptive of them all. It might completely shift the way you perceive certain individuals in your life. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the Mind's Secret Path channel and join our Telegram group so you won't miss future content focused on personal empowerment and spiritual growth. Let's get started. Sign number 1. Disguised contempt through sarcasm. Hidden antagonism doesn't always rear its head with open hostility. Instead, it can manifest as veiled criticism, camouflaged within sarcastic remarks, sharp wit, or seemingly playful teasing. These people often joke about topics they know are sensitive or vulnerable spots for you. They'll target your insecurities or downplay your achievements, but always with a smile. And when you confront them or express discomfort, they're quick to say things like, "Relax, I'm just teasing," or "Don't take it so seriously." Or even worse, "You really can't take a joke." This tactic leaves you in a vulnerable position, uncomfortable, yet uncertain whether you're overreacting or being too sensitive. But repeated sarcasm directed at the same issues over time is a red flag. It's not harmless fun, it's a signal of suppressed disdain. If their jokes consistently leave you feeling diminished or mocked, you're likely dealing with more than just an offhand sense of humor. As Jung emphasized, when individuals fail to confront their inner shadows, they project those denied qualities onto others, often unconsciously. And so, when someone persistently ridicules aspects of your personality, they may be exposing the parts of themselves they find unacceptable or inadequate. Sign number 2, subtle sabotage. When someone close to you feels threatened by your progress, success, or personal evolution, they might try to undermine you, not in an overt way, but through subtle interference. This form of sabotage is insidious precisely because it's easy to miss. It might come in the form of accidentally giving you bad advice, withholding crucial information, or making small mistakes that interfere with your plans. Perhaps they forget to mention an important meeting, downplay the importance of an opportunity, or consistently create small setbacks that, when accumulated, have a significant impact. At first glance, these incidents might seem like coincidences or mere forgetfulness. But when they begin to form a pattern, especially at pivotal moments in your journey, it's time to question the true motives behind the behavior. Are they genuinely forgetful, or is there a subconscious effort to keep you from advancing? Jung pointed out that individuals who struggle to come to terms with their own failures often unconsciously transfer that frustration onto others. Rather than face their shortcomings, they attempt to bring others down, subconsciously striving to level the playing field by dimming your light. Sign number 3, the unspoken rivalry. Some people simply cannot celebrate your success without feeling the need to one-up you. Every time you accomplish something, they shift the attention back to themselves. You tell them about a personal breakthrough, and they immediately follow up with, "That's great. I did something similar last year," or, "Oh yeah, I've done that too, but even bigger. They're constantly in silent competition with you, even if they'd never admit it aloud. This compulsive need to overshadow your accomplishments is often rooted in deep insecurity. Rather than be inspired by your success, they feel diminished by it. Your progress serves as a mirror, reflecting their own perceived inadequacies. According to Jung, shadow projection causes people to identify in others what they're unwilling to acknowledge in themselves. When someone feels insufficient, they may try to reduce others to their level, belittling or outshining them, not because they dislike them, but because they cannot bear the reflection of their own unfulfilled potential. Sign number 4, hollow encouragement. Another telling sign is a lack of authentic support. Individuals who secretly resent you may try to mask their true feelings by offering a form of lukewarm encouragement that feels forced or performative. When you're in need, they downplay your struggles or make excuses for their absence. When you succeed, their reactions are restrained, indifferent, or even subtly dismissive. You might hear them say, "Oh, nice," or "That's good for you." But the energy just isn't there. You can feel the absence of genuine enthusiasm. This behavior is often most apparent during milestones, moments that should bring people closer, but instead reveal who's emotionally distant. Over time, you begin to notice that these people never seem to show up for the moments that matter. They may be physically present, but emotionally disengaged. Jung referred to this as ego dissociation, when individuals disconnect emotionally due to unresolved internal conflicts. This detachment can make them seem cold or indifferent, especially in relationships where emotional presence is crucial. If this content resonates with you and you're finding value in it, be sure to subscribe to Mind's Secret Path and join our Telegram channel to stay up to date with future insights on personal development and inner transformation. And if you'd like to support our work, you can send a super thanks under the video. We're deeply grateful for your kindness. Let's move on. Sign number 5, control masked as concern. Some people exert control not through force, but under the pretense of care. They disguise their need for dominance as looking out for you. But the true motive is often to undermine your confidence and make you reliant on their judgment. They may consistently question your decisions, challenge your independence, or criticize your choices, all while insisting that they're only doing it because they care. You'll hear phrases like, "I'm just trying to help," or "Trust me, I know what's best for you." This emotional manipulation can be incredibly deceptive, especially when it comes from someone you love or respect. Their goal isn't to empower you, it's to maintain influence over your choices and behavior. The more dependent you become on their input, the more control they gain over your life. Jung believed that individuals who haven't integrated their shadow will often try to dominate others rather than confront their own inner chaos. True support encourages autonomy, while disguised control thrives on your self-doubt. One of the most telling signs lies in how someone makes you feel emotionally. If, after receiving their guidance or suggestions, you walk away feeling more uncertain, anxious, or diminished instead of feeling uplifted, empowered, or reassured, you might be confronting a subtle form of manipulation. The Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung believed that the urge to control or dominate others is often rooted in a deep, unresolved fear of internal disarray and chaos. Individuals who struggle to navigate their own emotional turbulence or internal confusion frequently attempt to manage or direct the lives of those around them. This effort to impose control is often a subconscious strategy to avoid facing their own instability and emotional volatility. They may not even realize they're doing it, but their need to manage others becomes a defense mechanism to shield themselves from the unpredictable storm within. The 6th major warning sign is the quiet spread of criticism, slander, or gossip. People who harbor ill feelings or resentment toward you are rarely straightforward. Instead of addressing their grievances openly, they often resort to speaking about you behind your back. They relay judgments and twisted accounts to others, carefully shaping a negative image of you in your absence. This method of indirect attack is particularly dangerous because it operates in the shadows. You might remain unaware until the effects have already seeped into your social or professional environment. If you begin to notice subtle but distinct changes in how others behave around you, perhaps they grow distant, respond with less warmth, or avoid you altogether, there's a possibility that someone has been quietly spreading harmful or inaccurate narratives about you. Gossip and misinformation, especially when exaggerated or entirely false, are powerful weapons in the hands of those nursing grudges. They corrode your reputation over time and can alienate you from your peers, friends, or community. Jung emphasized that this compulsion to tear others down often reflects an unconscious desire to externalize one's own inadequacies. By attacking others, individuals avoid confronting their personal flaws, doubts, or perceived failures. In essence, when someone is consistently speaking ill of you, it says far more about their internal battles than it does about who you truly are. It's a mirror of their insecurities, not a reflection of your character. The seventh sign to watch for is a noticeable absence of genuine happiness for your achievements. Those who sincerely care for you will rejoice in your victories, big or small. They will support you during hard times and enthusiastically celebrate your accomplishments, recognizing your growth as something meaningful and beautiful. Their joy stems from wanting to see you thrive. However, individuals carrying resentment, jealousy, or unresolved competitive feelings will struggle to hide their irritation when you succeed. You might detect it in their half-hearted congratulations, in their sudden efforts to change the subject, or in their tendency to downplay your milestones. If you share exciting news and they respond with a flat, "Oh, that's nice," or immediately pivot the spotlight back onto themselves, that's not just indifference. It could be a sign of envy or internal rivalry they're unwilling or unable to confront. Jung observed that when people are unable to feel joy for others, it often indicates a deeper inner conflict, an emotional wound that causes another's success to feel like a painful reminder of their own perceived shortcomings. Seeing you thrive may inadvertently highlight their own regrets or unfulfilled goals, triggering discomfort rather than admiration. These people might try to trivialize what you've done using dismissive comments like, "That's not such a big deal. I did something like that a while ago," or "You could have done even better." These remarks aren't just casual opinions. They're subtle expressions of suppressed irritation or competitiveness. When someone consistently shows discomfort or lack of enthusiasm when you reach a personal goal, chances are their inner world is misaligned with the support they pretend to offer. Now, let's turn to the eighth sign, which emerges not through words but through body language and unspoken cues. Hostility or resentment that is masked on the surface often finds its way into subtle, involuntary behaviors. A quick glance filled with disdain, a smile that doesn't quite reach the eyes, a fleeting look of annoyance or a strained silence can communicate more than an entire conversation. People often try to disguise their negative emotions under a facade of politeness or neutrality, but the body has its own language, and that language is notoriously honest. If someone harbors negative feelings while pretending to appreciate you, the truth often leaks through their unconscious physical reactions. Their hands may become tense when you share good news. Their voice might quiver or flatten slightly when they offer praise. They might suddenly look away during emotionally charged or celebratory moments. Carl Jung maintained that while the conscious mind can wear a mask, the body and the unconscious never lie. No matter how carefully someone tries to control their expressions, gestures, or tone, their authentic emotions tend to manifest subtly. These indicators, though easy to overlook, can be incredibly telling once you start paying attention. If you begin to sense discomfort, emotional distance, or a lack of warmth in someone's presence, don't immediately rationalize it away. Trust your gut. Your subconscious may be detecting something your logical mind hasn't yet processed. These intuitive signals often serve as early warnings, helping you navigate relationships more wisely. Detecting these nonverbal signs requires awareness and emotional intelligence. While spoken language can be manipulated, the subtle communication conveyed through expressions, posture, tone, and microbehaviors is far more difficult to fake. The truth often lies not in what people say, but in how they act when they believe no one is truly watching. Thank you so much for walking with us through these revealing insights. We appreciate your time and presence. Stay observant, stay kind, and stay true to yourself. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.